found an apartment on Craigslist and was literally going to recreate my life the way I wanted it. And that's exactly what I did. Hey, just jumping on here quick. As I was going through editing this video, I just wanted to give a warning. There may be some triggering content or subject matter in this video. I do talk a little bit about suicide, eating disorders, and drinking. So there's a warning if that subject matter makes you uncomfortable. I don't go into a lot of detail, actually at all, but just wanted to be upfront and let you know. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brandy Morgan, and normally we talk about freelancing, different tips, how to create the life you want. But today's video is a little bit different if you did not notice by the title. I was actually inspired by another YouTuber named Erin, who talked a little bit about her journey and the ability to change who you are. It's almost like reinventing yourself, and that's literally exactly what I did. Like, the person I was 6-7 years ago is not the person in front of you right now, and the objective of this video is to show you that change is 100% possible, but it takes very intentional effort on your part. The goal with me sharing my journey with you is to hopefully inspire you so that you know, no matter how many dumb decisions you've made in your life, because we've all made them, I've made them, I'm going to share some with you, that you can still change your life for the better and you can still create the life that you want, because that's exactly what I did. So this video is me being very vulnerable with you guys and very open and honest in hopes that it can inspire you. So anytime you do see my content, you think, yep, if she can do it, I can do it. So we're going to take a stroll down memory lane, and just know, no matter what decisions that you have made in your life to get you to where you are today, whether that's good or bad, you always have the ability to make different decisions, which is the whole point of changing. And changing who you are is more of a difficult one because it's how you identify yourself, whether that is positive or negative. This video is to show you that change is possible, and I made like every wrong decision possible. I'm not gonna go into all the details. If you want, I can always create more videos like this to tell you more about my story, but I've made so many mistakes, and I identified as this person that you do not see here. Like, this version of me is very different than that person 6-7 years ago, even really 5 years ago. Please, if you have any questions as we go throughout this video, please put them in the comments below, or if you want me to elaborate, if you want me to elaborate on any aspect of my story or my journey, please let me know in the comments. More than happy to do that for you or to have a conversation about it. But it really goes back to like who we are and how we identify. So my story starts when I was 6 years old in first grade. My mother actually committed suicide. And because of that, it bred so many insecurities in myself, whether that's, not feeling that I was good enough, feeling unloved, unwanted. And so obviously if you feel these things, you're gonna go seek out ways to make yourself feel better. And so I actually developed a very long cycle of an eating disorder, which this video is not about that, but if you want me to do a video on that, I'd be more than happy to share that journey. But I developed a very unnecessary and very unhealthy relationship with food. That was something that I could control in my life. If you come from anything where your life seems out of control, if you've had an eating disorder, you can probably relate. Like, as I was going through school, I became known as this girl that was really good at athletics, specifically running, and that was my thing. And that was great. That was my identity. I was going to be this really great athlete, this runner. What happened was I ended up getting hurt. And I actually got hurt because of my eating disorder. I wasn't taking in the proper nutrition, so my body honestly just fell apart. And so now I lost my identity of being this runner, right? And so I started hanging out with these people that were partying all the time and doing bad things, and so that ended up becoming my identity, this party girl, this person who didn't care like what happened to them. And that was my identity while I was in high school. And honestly, after high school for a while, I would just, party, hang out with the wrong types of people. And honestly, my life really unfolded the way you would think it would for somebody, in this situation. Like for my eating disorder, I ended up in the hospital. I went to so many rounds of therapists, treatments. I got into a ton of trouble for drinking when I was in high school. And obviously after high school, and as I got older and I became like 21, it just became my identity. I always wanted to be the person that people wanted to hang out with, the person that always had a good time. And that's really not who I am. I'm actually extremely, I don't like being in large groups of people, like really to this day. But I found drinking made it okay for me to be around lots of people, and people seemed to really like me. Since I didn't feel loved or wanted, I was filling that void because I would drink and people wanted to hang out with me, or people wanted to be around me. You kind of see how this all sort of plays into this sort of negative persona that I was developing as my identity. It was 6 years ago, 2014. I was dating a guy who was totally wrong for me, but he actually introduced me to the school that he went to. He was telling me about it, which was Full Sail, and I actually ended up going there. So he told me about it. I applied, I got in, I applied for scholarships, I got them, and I was like, peace out, I'm moving. I woke up one morning, probably hungover, thinking, is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I going to be waking up hungover? Am I going to be waking up miserable, unfulfilled for the rest of my life? Because if I am, I'm going to have a terrible life. I don't want to be one of those people that hated their jobs. I saw so many people that hated their jobs or hated their lives, whether that was they were dating the wrong person, in terrible relationships, working at a job they felt unfulfilled in. And honestly, that was me in all those categories. Dating the wrong person, in a job that I was feeling unfulfilled, unmotivated, and it just clicked that I needed to make this change. I needed to change how I saw myself. I knew that I could do great things. There was this part of me when I was little that had all these dreams and goals for their life, and it just disappeared when I lost my identity, or I started to mold this different persona of me that just isn't who I am and isn't who I wanted to be anymore. So I started to realize, okay, this person that I'm playing, this character that I'm playing, this party girl, is extremely negative and extremely toxic to my life. And it was not the life that I wanted to create for myself. Through this toxic relationship that I was in, this good thing came about where I was gonna go to this college. And I sold almost everything I owned or donated it. I packed up my car and I drove 1,500 miles in 2 days by myself, found an apartment on Craigslist, and was literally going to recreate my life the way I wanted it. And that's exactly what I did. It was like this old version of me was dead. I feel like there's a Taylor Swift song about that. But seriously, I was like, this person no longer exists. I don't want to be this person anymore, so I'm not going to be. And it was that decision where I started school and I created these other goals. I wanted to have perfect attendance. I wanted people to, when they saw me, they knew that I meant business. I was going to dress really professional every day, and I was going to learn how to build mobile apps, and I was going to have a job by the time I graduated. So I had these goals. Well, fast forward. I was the only person in my class that got perfect attendance, because if you're familiar with Full Sail, it's kind of hard to do. But I was very proud of myself, so I showed up every single day. For 23 months, I showed up every single day for class, which was 5-6 days a week for 8 hours. The second thing was, people always knew I meant business. I was there to learn. Don't mess with me. I didn't want people getting in my way. I didn't want it to be, bogged down by these other lazy people in my class. And I did. I wore cardigans with button-ups every single day because I wanted my teachers to know that I was serious. So I figured I had to dress really professional to make sure I got that across from the other students that were slacking. That was just what was in my head. And then the other thing was I wanted to build mobile apps. So the degree I got was in web development and design. But my final project, which I did with another girl, was we built this super fun mobile game. And so I did that. And then when graduation came, I was the only person in the class that actually had a job waiting for them that I started the next day. I was like, oh my gosh, I can do it. It literally just took this mindset shift in my life to say, Brandy, you are better then you are giving yourself credit, and you are capable of so many great things. And, which my whole motto is for everything, you can actually create the life you want. You just have to make these necessary changes. Obviously, this is just a glimpse into my journey. I didn't go into a ton of detail about some of my other struggles. Like I said, if you want me to do like a series on those, I totally will. I want to be an open book for you guys. I want you to look at me and say, oh my gosh, if she can do it, I can do it. That's the whole point of my channel and my content, is to get people to know that they can take control of their lives and that they can do great things, because you were created to do something awesome. It doesn't matter about all the hundreds of bad decisions that you've made up until this point. You have the ability to start fresh and to make new decisions and to make a better life for yourself. All right, so that is my video for today. I know it's a little different. Please let me know if you liked it by giving it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if you want me to really go into detail about other aspects of my journey. More than happy to. All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you next week.